for Liberty Lady Flames basketball.
Mills for three. Boom! Avery Mills from downtown. Athene hesitates, penetrates, puts it off the bank and in.
Your defending Conference USA champions.
Highestadter gets the rebound, dribbles it up court. Time expires. The Lady Flames win. They knock off Middle Tennessee to claim their first Conference USA title.
This year, the Lady Flames usher in a new era with first-year head coach Alexis Sherrard. A new leader with the same winning mindset.
We will compete with passion, we will play with discipline, and we will carry ourselves in a way that honors the university's mission and values.
Get ready for all the thrilling moments and jaw-dropping plays.
Over to Highestadter for three. Got it! Now to Bo, and she has her shot blocked off of her and out of bounds by Stout. Rebound Highestadter, and their putback goes in. Nice backdoor pass on the bounce to Stout. Beautiful offense by the Lady Flames.
Liberty Lady Flames basketball is on the air. Welcome to live pregame coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services. Liberty Lady Flames basketball is brought to you in part by Abish Financial Services, the official financial advisor of Liberty Flames Athletics. Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carillion Clinic, inspiring better health. Carter Bank, life lived full. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. Crossroads Family Dentistry. Destination Bedford. Centra Health. By 11 West. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Frank Good Builders. By Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking for good with Freedom First today. Gentry Lock Attorneys. By The Good Feet Store. By Haley's Appliance and Outdoors. And by Ironclad Coffee Roasters, craft roasted in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome to the Bojangles Tip-Off Show. Coming up, we'll hear from head coach Alexis Sherrard. We'll also have the key players, starting lineups, and much more. Now, let's go live courtside with the voice of the Lady Flames, Jamie Hall.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into Kennesaw, Georgia, where the Lady Flames will be taking on the Owls. And an important Conference USA tilt. The Owls have fallen down to 3-7 in the conference. The Flames are 5-5. Still a lot of basketball left to be played, but you really want to be in the top six. And right now the Flames are in a tie for the top six, and Kennesaw State is 2 games behind. A loss today, considering that would also give the tiebreaker to Liberty. They only play once this year. I don't want to say it would eliminate Kennesaw State from getting back into the top six, because certainly there could be losing streaks, but they would have to pass a couple of teams. It would be difficult for them to get into the top six. And why is the top six important? You play one less game. If you're 7, 8, 9, 10, you have to play essentially a play-in game to get in. If you're 11 or 12, you don't get in at all. Only the top 10 teams go into Huntsville. So if you're Liberty, you want to solidify yourself in the six. The shoot the moon goal would be in the top 2, because that would give you a favorable draw and a day off between the quarterfinal and semifinal. But I think first things first, you just want to make sure that you're in the top 6, and that's the goal that a goal that would certainly be helped by winning today. It's going to be a tough task, though, because the Flames are going to be without Avery Mills, who had a career-high 27 points and 7 3-pointers at JSU, but went down with an ankle injury. We'll get more info on that from head coach Alexis Sherrard here in just a little bit. This is the 14th meeting between these two teams. The Flames are a perfect 13-0. They won here last season 71-69 on a last-second shot by Bella Smuda. Our Foster Fuels, who's hot for this game? Well, Avery Mills. Unfortunately, she's not going to be able to play today, but she had a career high, as I mentioned, 27 points. She is third in the NCAA with 3.19 threes per game, tops in Conference USA. And it's going to be a hole to fill in the lineup, and we'll see who Coach Sherrard expects to slot into that spot and get some offense going today. As far as what's just happened recently for these two teams, Kennesaw State lost 65-60 to Delaware in overtime. on Thursday. It was a 7 free throw difference in that game. So it's a 5-point game, and Delaware was able to get 7 more made free throws. And the other interesting stat for Kennesaw State, they only had 4 players score in that game, so they're having some bench difficulties as well, and even some starter difficulties. Like I said, only 4 players got the 60 points for the Owls. They are 8-4 at home this year, 3-3 in the conference. Liberty is 5-3 on the road and 4-2 in CUSA, so they kind of like it away from Lynchburg, oddly enough. Liberty's coming off a win at Jack State, 60-55. They out-rebounded the Gamecocks by 5, outshot them 49% to 36%, and also 56 to 38% from behind the three-point arc, and they doubled up the Gamecocks in the paint, 28 to 14. Our keys to the game are delivered by the Retirement Key podcast from Abish Financial Service. Abish is the official advisor of Liberty Flames Athletics. Find the Retirement Key podcast on Apple or Spotify. And forced some turnovers. The Flames have had some issues with turnovers. They were a little bit better on Thursday night, but in general, the Flames don't force a lot of turnovers, and this is a Kennesaw State team that is susceptible to giving the ball away. They also take it as well. They average 20 turnovers. They force 20 turnovers, but if the Flames could get some easy points, some fast break points, get some easy buckets off of some turnovers, that would be huge in this game, especially where they're going to struggle to find a little offense, I'm sure. And that's one other thing I wanted to mention before we go. If you're not familiar with Kennesaw State, this is a massive university. There's over 51,000 enrolled. It's mainly a commuter campus just north of Atlanta. But if you're not familiar with KSU, they are they're pretty big and trying to make some hay as far as athletics are concerned. We've seen their football program have success. Men's basketball has had success, and now the women's basketball team under Octavia Blue trying to get back on the successful side of the street as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get the thoughts of head coach Alexis Sherrard. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
It's bow time. Carolina legends aren't born. They're handmade, only in Bo's Real Southern Kitchen. It all starts with fresh, never frozen chicken marinated for 24 hours in a flavor-packed blend of bold Southern seasonings. Then we hand bread and fry it to crispy, juicy, mouth-watering perfection. That's not just any chicken, that's the Carolina legend. Order some Bojangles and taste what everyone's been craving since 1977. It's bow time.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, Flames fans, Gentry Lock is fired up to join in the excitement this season. Gentry Lock Attorneys knows it's all about preparation, precise teamwork, and a competitive spirit for the hard-fought wins. We've got that down. With our fierce drive to succeed, uncommon thinking, and extensive resources, Gentry Lock helps businesses thrive. We are downtown at 801 Main Street, and we serve the Commonwealth and beyond with offices in Roanoke, Richmond, and Norfolk. All the ways Gentry Lock can help clients succeed is waiting for you at gentrylock.com.
At Carilion Clinic, the success of their employees is based on a culture that welcomes them and nurtures their growth. As the largest nonprofit employer west of Richmond, Carillion's team members are always learning and forever curious. Carilion is more than a healthcare system. It's a team of unique individuals doing what matters most, caring for the community. Visit CarillionClinic.org/careers and search their opportunities. Come join 13,000 employees who are Carilion proud.
Game day isn't the only adventure. Find yours in Bedford, Virginia, just down the road, but a world away. Explore seasonal events, cruise the Blue Ridge Parkway, or hike the peaks of Otter. Enjoy outdoor fun at Smith Mountain Lake or play world-class disc golf. Home to the National D-Day Memorial and packed with small-town charm. Bedford has it all. Plan your visit and see the event calendar at DestinationBedfordVA.com. That's DestinationBedfordVA.com.
You're listening to Lady Flames Basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services. We're walking you up to game time with the Bojangles Tip-Off Show. Pre-game coverage continues now with the thoughts of Lady Flames head coach Alexis Sherrard, presented by Rogers Heating and Cooling.
Well, Coach, as we get ready for Kennesaw State this afternoon, the second game of this road swing, Jack State, Kennesaw State, I'm not even going to try the pleasantries and the, this and that. I know everybody in Flames Nation is still remembering what happened late in that ball game, and they're wanting to know what's the update on Avery Mills on the Ortho Virginia injury report.
Yeah, so Avery, she suffered a sprained ankle, turned her ankle. It was a non-contact injury. Just went to cut, and that ankle just rolled. So she's on a day-to-day. We'll obviously get more information, more medical attention when we head back to Lynchburg. But right now she's day-to-day and will be out today.
How does that affect the rotation as far as who moves into the starting lineup? And we've talked about how the bench production has been something that you need more and more of. Well, now the bench gets shorter again, like we saw when Efi was out.
Yeah, so we'll start Emma at the 2. We'll have JT, Emma, and Liz in the back court, Efi and Emmy in the front court. And then we'll bring Claudia off the bench. Hopefully she can help us with some bench points coming off the bench. But, our ladies, they'll be locked in. It's, we're saying it's not a man down. It's an up opportunity. So just an opportunity for people to step up, set an extra screen, get an extra rebound, make an extra and one pass. So, it'll be a challenge for us, but every game is a challenge.
I know the game scenario could certainly change your answer to my question right now, but does this get maybe some players that have been sort of down to the end of the bench, maybe a few minutes, just because second game of 2 and 3 days, you need some extra legs?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, players like Malia, Zaynab that don't really play a lot. I mean, this potentially could be a game where they come in for a couple of minutes, get a couple of possessions on defense, get a rebound. We're just going to implore them when you're in there, get at least one rebound. Take care of the basketball, defend someone, keep someone in front. So, when one player's out, numerically, people have to step up. So I'll be curious to see how the ladies respond.
When you get 15, 16 points like that out of the lineup, and with this team kind of being an inside-outside team, you guys can have days. Well, I mean, you dominated the paint in the game Thursday night. Right. Doubled up as far as paint scoring is concerned. Is it even more important now for your post players to kind of establish themselves?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need Emmy Stout to be Emmy Stout. We need Efi to be Efi. And, I don't need anyone to be miraculous and play out of there who they are. But we have talented players, so I think they just need to play up to their potential. And, I made a point, we beat a very good Missouri State team, and Avery Mills had 10 points. And it was really just a defensive battle that we just really locked in, and defense was really, really sharp. So I'm anticipating the same thing. Defense is going to have to definitely help us win this basketball game.
With what you've got, what is the blueprint for success against Kennesaw State today?
Starting with defense, it'll be transition defense. They'll be quick. They'll look to push. I mean, Fields is very fast. She shoots the basketball. We'll have to guard one-on-one, protect the paint. And as every game, we'll have to limit them one shot per possession and gang rebound. And then offensively, we'll have to execute, have to watch our pace, push when we can, set up half-court offense when we can. And, everyone has to do their job just with regards to, executing screens. Definitely need to establish an inside presence, as you alluded to earlier. And then we got to make a couple of shots on the perimeter. That obviously makes life a little bit easier when you can make a couple of shots.
It seems like they're searching for that bench scoring too. They only had 4 players, period, scoring that game the other night. It is, and again, easy for me to say, but if you're attack-minded, you start getting a couple players in foul trouble. Maybe that changes the face of the game too.
Oh yeah, well absolutely. Well, there's no doubt we're going to be going to Emmy Stout often and early, and hopefully draw some fouls because they're a little thin in the front court. But again, I don't think we're going to have any drastic changes. Like I said, this is just going to be an opportunity for people to step up and just be at a 10. Every minute they're on the floor, they need to be at the 10, at a 10.
Sounds good, Coach. Wish you the best.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
That was head coach Alexis Sherrard. We'll be back with a relevant law tip right after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your certified Generac backup generator experts. Online at callrogers.com.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
This broadcast of Liberty University Athletics is authorized under rights granted by Liberty University to Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and is intended solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. The accounts, descriptions, and broadcasts may not be transmitted in any form without the express written consent of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and Liberty University Athletics. The announcers are selected by the Liberty Flames Sports Network and approved by Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. It's time for Liberty Lady Flames basketball.
Mills for three. Boom! Avery Mills from downtown. Athene hesitates, penetrates, puts it off the bank and in.
Your defending Conference USA champions.
Highestaughter gets the rebound, dribbles it up court. Time expires. The Lady Flames win. They knock off Middle Tennessee to claim their first Conference USA title.
This year, the Lady Flames usher in a new era with first-year head coach Alexis Sherrard, a new leader with the same winning mindset.
We will compete with passion, we will play with discipline, and we will carry ourselves in a way that honors the university's mission and values.
Get ready for all the thrilling moments and jaw-dropping plays.
Over to Highestaughter for three. Got it! Natabo, and she has her shot blocked off of her and out of bounds by Stout. Rebound Highestaughter, and their putback goes in. Nice backdoor pass on the bounce to Stout. Beautiful offense by the Lady Flames.
Liberty Lady Flames basketball is on the air. It's game time. Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services, is brought to you by Larry's Tire and Auto Repair, providing preventable maintenance, repair, and service at multiple locations and at larrystireservice.com. By the Liberty Bookstore, the official online store of Liberty Athletics. Lynchburg Nissan. By Peary Family Dentistry. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Segra, offering customized business technology solutions. Learn more at segra.com. By the United States Space Force. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. Now let's go courtside for the call of the game.
Welcome back into Kennesaw, Georgia. The Lady Flames and the Owls going to tip off here in just a couple of minutes. Oddly enough, There's still 2 minutes on the clock. And generally, these ESPN Plus games have tipped at 02. So either I've got misinformation as far as who's broadcasting the game today, or there's a unique tip time here at Kennesaw State that we don't normally see in other locations around the conference. I'm going to double check just to make sure. It doesn't show as a CBS sports game, and it looks like just the local crew that does most of their games. But yeah, a little bit of a late tip time, but that's okay. Gives us a little bit longer to talk about your Lynchburg Nissan starting lineups. Starting lineups are driven by Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty. It's a different lineup for the Flames. We'll get to that in a moment. But first for Kennesaw State and their head coach Octavia Blue in her 5th season, 58 wins, 83 losses. They're 10-11 this year, 3-7 in Conference USA. 5 returners from last season, 6 new transfers, and a couple of freshmen on this 13-player roster for the Owls. Kaylin Fields is the point guard. She wears 0, 5'6" junior from Atlanta, Georgia. 19 points against Delaware. Played 43 minutes in that overtime loss. She's averaging 34 minutes played per game. Is their best three-point shooter, 39%, and is averaging just under 8 points a game. Trinice Taylor is number 2. Redshirt sophomore, 6'1", from Alpharetta, Georgia. She had 39 minutes and 14 points against Delaware. She's averaging almost 10 and 6 rebounds a game. Shania Nichols is 13, 5'7" junior from St. Paul, Minnesota. She transferred in from IU Indianapolis. 9 points per game and the best free throw shooter on the squad, Shania Nichols. Kiara Berry is number 21, a 5'9" graduate student from Rockmart, Georgia. As you can see, a Georgia theme to this lineup other than the Minneapolis starter. Berry transferred in from Indiana. She had 8 points and 4 rebounds against Delaware. She's averaging a team-high 14.2 points per game and 5 boards. And then finally, Latasia Williamson, she wears number 22. 19 points, 9 rebounds against Delaware and 38 minutes of playing time. The Nashville, Tennessee native is here from Memphis University, a transfer in, the junior, averaging 8.3 points and also 5 boards. That's Williamson. The only player in the starting lineup that did not score for Kennesaw State was Shania Nichols, and the reason that's significant is no one on the bench scored, so only 4 players got into the stat sheet on Thursday in the overtime loss. In that game, they only scored 2 points in the OT. Jakayla Thompson will start and run the point for Liberty. She wears number 3, a 5'8" junior from Louisville, Kentucky by way of Boston College. She has upped her average to 6.7 points per game in conference. She had 11, including the last 5 points against Jacksonville State on Thursday. 5 assists, no turnovers in that ball game. Along with her in the backcourt is Emma Leon. She re-enters the starting lineup for the second time this season, replacing the injured Avery Mills. Leon wears 24. She is a 5'6" freshman from Barcelona, Spain. 3 points per game, 11 of 36 from 3. Elizabeth Eistarter wears number 21, a 6'2" junior from Iceland. She had a team-high 35 minutes, but only shot the ball 1 time. Hit that shot, a three-pointer, had 3 points and 5 rebounds on Thursday. She's averaging 6 points and 5 boards. Ify Nwabi is number 6, a 6'2" redshirt freshman from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She had 7 points and a game-high 15 rebounds at JSU. She's averaging 8.1 points and just under 10 rebounds a game, 9.9. And in the post, Emmy Stout, number 17, 6'3" sophomore from San Diego, California, played her high school basketball at Lynchburg Christian Academy in Lynchburg. She had 10 points Thursday against Jacksonville State and is averaging 14 points and 6.5 rebounds a game. For head coach Alexis Sherrard, who is in his first season, his team 11-10 on the year, 5-5 in Conference USA. Take a quick look at the standings. We were talking about that earlier. Louisiana Tech is now firmly in first. They're 9-1. MTSU is 2 games behind at 7-3. Sam Houston and Missouri State 2.5 games behind at 6-3. FIU 6-4. And then you got a 3-way tie for that final bye, essentially. Play one less game in the conference tournament. You want to be in the top 6. Liberty, Jack State, and Delaware all at 5-5. It is way too early to start thinking about tiebreakers. The Flames would have the tiebreaker against Jack State with the victory in the only meeting between the teams. Right now, the Flames would not have the tiebreaker against Delaware, but they play again. New Mexico State's 4-6. Kennesaw State's 3-7, and they are in the tournament right now. UTEP and WKU are on the outside looking in, but Kennesaw State only has a 1-game cushion as far as that's concerned. Emmy Stout goes up for the opening tip, brought to you by Relevant Law, and it is won by the pink-clad Owls, and they go on offense first. Taking it into the paint is Barry, and Barry is able to score to get us underway. Liberty with the basketball. They've actually got the white uniforms on for this game. Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at Kennesaw State. Talk more about their uniforms here in just a second. Right now, Liberty is on offense. Stout with the basketball on the high post, goes far wing to Thompson. It's down to 5 seconds to shoot. She's going to have to try to make something happen. Out to Leon. Leon from deep, and it's an air ball. That was a 30-footer from Emma Leon. Flames did not get into their offensive set the way that they would like, and they turned the ball over. I'll get you the tail of the tape here in just a moment as far as what these teams average. Kennesaw State is back on offense, leading 2-0. Nichols drives and then has to retreat back outside. Gives on the near wing to Taylor. Taylor through to the far and has her shot blocked by Nawabi and out of bounds. And then it deflects off of Efi, and Efi came up a little bit hobbled. I'm not sure if maybe she caught a knee in the thigh as a Charlie horse, but she's going to play through it. As the Owls inbound, and they get it on the interior to Barry, who was cutting to the hoop. She missed the shot. Liberty got the rebound, and now it's tied up on the floor as Eisdotter had it deflected away from her. She had to go down to the ground to keep it alive, and it will be Liberty's ball on the alternating possession arrow. Kennesaw State showing some full court pressure. A hot pink uniform with white numbers, white logo, and the Flames on the inbound didn't have a lot of time to get it across because of all the chaos after they got the rebound, the ball coming loose and having to dive to the floor to tie it up. They were down to only 4 seconds to advance the basketball, and they did not realize that as they were bringing it up court. 10 seconds expired, and the Flames with back-to-back turnovers. KSU leading 2-0. They're down to 10 seconds to shoot as Fields dribbles against Thompson. Tries to get down into the paint. She's cut off. Now back on the wing. A long 2-point basket by Williamson is off the mark, but an offensive rebound and a foul will put KSU to the free throw line. 2 shots for the Owls. But we've seen some pink uniforms over the years, and sometimes it's not necessarily just for breast cancer awareness. Some teams just have an alternate pink uni, and these may be about as clean as I've seen. It's pretty sweet. The color of pink is vibrant. It's like a highlighter, and nothing but white and pink, piping down the sides in white logo, white numbers, white Adidas logo. After the free throws, Kennesaw State leads 4-0. Liberty trying to find their first offensive score of the game as Thompson drives along on the far side, banks it in. Jacayla Thompson who made a shot very similar to that to seal the deal against Jack State. But as I say that, Berry quickly back the other end. Even after a make, Kennesaw State was trying to transition, and they do. Berry with an easy deuce, and the Flames turn the ball over, trying to get it back the other way. Taken up court by Fields. 6'2", Kennesaw State. Fields dribbles in front of Coach Alexis Sherrard, which is across the way from us. We're on the opposite side from the scorer's table in the benches. The ball is knocked out of bounds, and that last touch, Nichols, a little bit of a fumble for Kennesaw State, an unforced turnover. Slightly forced. Liberty has 2 turnovers. That's the first for Kennesaw State. Liberty's 1 of 2 from the field, but Kennesaw State's already taken 5 shots. They're 2 of 5. And a couple of free throws. Eistotter on the near wing. Goes into Stout, who's wide open, but missed the lay-in on the left side. Rebound Owls. They come back the other end as Fields will go into the far side corner. And a bump is called against Liberty, and if this is an indication of how the game is going to be officiated, that is not good news for really both teams that don't have a lot of reserves to throw out today. I think we had the best officiated game of the season on Thursday night. They really let the players play, didn't call a ton of fouls. Nobody got in foul trouble. And it ended up being a very entertaining game. Leon was the one that picked up the foul. Kennesaw State will try to go on the inside. Going to the hoop is Williamson. She missed the shot, and then the rebound attempt by Taylor. She actually kind of jammed that ball into the rim. Big ups, but Flames come away with it, and they come back the other end where Stout is fouled, and she'll shoot a couple of free throws for Liberty. We see Claudia Athene in for the first time. She replaced Thompson a moment ago, who has the only 2 points for Liberty. But now Emmy Stout will shoot free throws. First one is good. For every free throw the Lady Flames make this season, Food Line will donate 100 meals to local area food banks of the Food Line Feed Score to Give More campaign, helping our neighbors in need this winter. That's 200 meals as Stout hits on both. Thompson's at the table, ready to check back into the game. Kennesaw State's on offense first. Elliott, who had also came in during that last dead ball for Kennesaw State, bounces it up top to Williamson. Williamson then hands off to Fields. Fields looks postward, nothing for her. 8 seconds to shoot, skips it on the near side to Elliott. Elliott dips in and has her shot blocked by Nawabi, and Efi comes away with the basketball. Nawabi already a couple of rebounds in the game. Liberty trailing by 2. Scoring at the goal to our left. Up top, Athene. We're going to have a foul underneath as Stout and Williamson were jockeying for position. And even though that call goes for the Flames, that is not a good sign of things to come, I fear. Just a couple players kind of jockeying for a spot. There wasn't a ton of contact there. Maybe just a little bit of a bump. But if that's called the entire game, there's going to be some foul trouble. Inbound pass comes to Nawabi. Nawabi tries to work her way down on the right side, draws the foul, hits the shot, and Efi will go to the line for a chance at a three-point play. We did talk about foul trouble being something that the Flames could try to exploit. They could be attack-minded. That was a drive to the basket and a whistle. The previous fouls that we've seen in this game have been off ball, other than the one where it was a shooting foul for Kennesaw State. Nawabi hits the free throw, and Liberty takes their first lead. Kennesaw State tries to throw an up-court pass, and they throw it away. They are susceptible to turnovers. They average 20 turnovers a game. They force 20 as well. Liberty averages 18, and they force 14. Both teams score 65 points per game. Liberty defends at 63 and Kennesaw at 61. Eistetter out to Thompson, and now bounce pass to Nawabi. We see Lynn Peters on the court for the first time, as Nawabi's going to work it down low, then lobs it back outside to Athene. Athene with 4 seconds to shoot. Dribbles along the baseline. She's cut off, then tries to dump it in the middle to Peters. And the ball squirts all the way to midcourt, where a shot clock violation occurs. Liberty with their third turnover. Kennesaw State has not scored in the last almost 3 minutes now. During that span, the Flames have scored 5 in a row. Liberty on defense. A bounce pass goes interior to Stovall, and Stovall is able to go to the far side and score, and that is some early bench points for Kennesaw State, something they did not have in the game against Delaware on Thursday. Flames get some bench points, something they've been lacking. On the near wing, Nichols up top to Fields for 3. Her shot short, but an offensive rebound and a reset to Nichols. She'll try another 3. It's off too strong, and Liberty with the rebound. Or do a media timeout, the next dead ball. 4:05 and the clock running here in the first quarter. Liberty leading 9-8. Thompson angles to the far side, now comes back to the top of the arc, picks up her dribble, bounces it over to Peters, now over to Eistetter, and then she may have caught Nawabi a little off guard with the pass. And it was a tad low, too. I'm not sure who's going to be, I guess credited isn't the word I'm looking for, who's going to be saddled with that turnover. Looked like Nawabi wasn't quite ready to catch it, and maybe not the best placement for the pass either. It is turnover number 4 for the Flames, and even though they're shooting 60% compared to KSU's 30%, Liberty has taken 5 less shots in this basketball game because of a turnover issue as well as a rebounding deficit. They do lead 9-8 as we head to the break. Here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Every great athlete knows the final minutes of the game are where champions are made. Whether it's the last inning, the fourth quarter, or overtime, every move counts. One smart play can seal the win, and one mistake could cost it all.
Fumble!
The same can be said for retirement. I'm Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services. Those last 5 to 10 years before you retire, that's your final stretch. At Abish Financial, we can help build a game plan for taxes, healthcare, and income for the years ahead. Call us for your customized retirement playbook, 571-406-4411. If you're over 59 and have $500,000 or more of investable assets, we can create your plan complimentary. 571-406-4411 or visit abishfinancial.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor firm. Insurance services offered through Abish Financial Services, Inc., licensed in Virginia.
John Barkley loves Tuesday nights with his pals.
You guys ever seen a perfect game?
Here we go.
A night when scores made aren't nearly as important as friendships kept.
Get out your phones. Gonna be epic.
So he doesn't miss a night. John counts on Sentra to keep him healthy and at his best.
Perfection begins now. Start your video. Oh. Delete your video.
Like and share.
Sentra, caring for, caring about folks like John.
Now back to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Liberty leads Kennesaw State 9-8 with 3:52 remaining here in this first quarter. Flames huddling across the way. We're on the opposite side of the scorers table and team benches. Liberty will have Athene, Thompson, Peters, Eistetter, as well as now Liddy Mwamba has checked into the game. That string of fouls that were called a few moments ago, the only player that picked up 2 during that was Williamson. Latasia Williamson has 2 fouls, and she is out of the game for Kennesaw State. The Owls get across half court, and they're trailing by 1. Going from left to right. The top of the arc is Taylor. Flames playing a 2-3 zone. Dumps into the middle to Taylor. Now back on the near wing to Barry. Barry's going to drive in and score. She was able to find a hole in the zone. Get a fairly easy 2. The Flames now trapped in the backcourt. Thompson does get it across just in time before the 10 seconds expired. She was double teamed and all alone. Her teammates had abandoned her, unfortunately. Thompson on offense, up top to Athene. Athene's going to drive and then take a little right-handed teardrop and get it to nestle in. Claudia Athene with the basket. Liberty back up by 1, but back the other way. Nichols gets behind the defense and she scores. So just like that, an easy 2 for KSU. Flames again just barely beat the 10 seconds as it comes across to Mwamba, out to Eyestader. Eyestader will go far wing to Athene. Athene skip past to Thompson. Thompson with 6 seconds to shoot, comes out to Mwamba. She'll take a 3. It's off to the left, and Kennesaw State gets the rebound. Fields with it on the near wing. Now to Nichols, over on the far side to Taylor. Taylor back to Nichols, and Nichols will retreat to the KSU logo at midcourt. Goes back to Taylor. Taylor drives on the near side. Her shot pops out, and then the rebound is taken by Peters. It's knocked away from her, but Liberty will have the basketball inbounding on the baseline with 1:53 left in the first quarter. Flames trailing by 1. Liberty is led by as many as 1. They've trailed by 4. Inbounds to Thompson, and again, some full court pressure being shown by the Owls. The Flames down to 2 seconds to get it across, and they just do, avoiding a turnover as it goes in the middle to Stout. Stout drives to the basket, missed her shot, tries to get her own rebound. It's tied up, and the arrow will go over to Kennesaw State. So we see Malia Alexander in for the first time. Emmy Stout is back in the game. Ife Nwabi back in the game. Thompson and Athene are on the court, but it looks like Emma Leon is checking in for Athene. Well, they're giving the Flames the inbounds here. Maybe I lost track of the arrow, but I thought Flames got the last possession arrows. It goes into Stout. Stout missed it on the near side. Rebound to Kennesaw State. They run it back down the other way. On the inside, jumper is in and out by Barry, but she gets her own board and scores. 14-11 Owls. Again, they pressure the basketball, and the Flames are not going to get it across in time. They were living on the razor's edge the last few possessions, and this occasion they were about a second too slow getting it across. Liberty with turnover number 5. We've got a minute to go in the first quarter. Fields with the basketball. Dribbling just outside the black three-point line. The entire paint of, I guess you could say, the three-point line is the home team colors. Jumper on the inside by Lewis is good. So after very few, actually no bench points in the last game, KSU's been working well in that regard. The Flames, they break through the pressure, get it to Nwabi, and Nwabi lays it in. After the Flames had trailed by the largest amount in this game, 5, they cut it back to 3. And the shot clock is off as we wind down this first quarter. The state logo is outlined at midcourt with the KSU logo inside of that. The outline of the state, not really the state logo. And then it's blank in the paint, but black inside the three-point line. As it comes on the near wing, a three-pointer by Berry is off the mark, and the Flames get the rebound as time expires on this first quarter. Well, we were wondering where the Flames were going to find offense with Avery Mills out injured, and so far it's been a fairly even game as far as the Flames offense is concerned, but it's been more trying to keep Kennesaw State off the board. The Flames really would love to play this game probably in the 50s today, considering the circumstances, and we're on pace for something very close to that. 16-13 after one. Ife Nawabi leads the way with 5 points, several others with 2. Berry's 8 for Kennesaw State leads everybody. We'll take a break. When we come back, a Carter Bank & Trust Game at a Glance. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Are your feet preventing you from living life? Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton, and you may have heard my Good Feet story, how I love my arch support so much that I bought the store. Since then, thousands of customers have found relief from foot, knee, and back pain. I love to hear their stories of walking, running, and just enjoying their new life pain-free. Don't let foot, knee, or back pain keep you from living the life you love. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
11 West is a proud sponsor of the Liberty Flames. 11 West specializes in apparel screen printing, embroidery, sew-on, and flat printing. From the design phase with their graphics arts team to the finished product, 11 West collaborates with each client to craft custom apparel and promotional products. For more information, visit 11west.com, call 540-639-9319, or stop by their location at 6598 New River Road in Radford. 11 West, outfitting America and logo wear. As we head to the second quarter, here in Kennesaw, Georgia, the Lady Flames are trailing 16-13. Back in Lynchburg with a little over 8 minutes to go in the first half, the Liberty men and Missouri State are tied at 22 apiece. Nick Pierce is back in the studio, and he'll get us a complete look at the Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard during our Segra halftime show. As far as the game at a glance, brought to you by Carter Bank & Trust, the Flames are actually out-shooting Kennesaw State 50% to 41%, but the Owls have taken 7 more shots in the game, hit 2 more baskets, because they have an 8-6 rebounding edge, including 4-0 in offensive boards, and they've also forced 5 Liberty turnovers and only given the ball away twice. Kennesaw State on offense as we get back underway. The near side wing is Berry. Now out to Fields. Fields will eventually get dumped on the interior, but the pass was too high for Taylor, and the Flames come away with it. Emma Leon will drive and kick to Thompson. Thompson back out to Leon. Loses the defender, pulls up from the side, and the ball goes out of bounds. It hit the side of the backboard, and I think if Emma would have just let that go out of bounds, it was going to be Flames basketball off of a pink-cladded owl, but she tried to save it, and it goes over to KSU. The Owls over to Fields. Fields guarded by Thompson. They try to thread the needle on a pass low to Taylor. They tried to catch her high the last time. It was too high. She couldn't get to it. This time they tried to throw it low, and it was sailing past her ankles and out of bounds. So back-to-back turnovers for the Owls. The Flames break through the pressure in time and set up their offense. Liberty's trailing 16-13. A little over a minute into the second quarter. Thompson at the top of the arc. Goes to Nawabi. She'll dump it inside. to Stout. Stout has her shot blocked into some contact, and Kennesaw State will come away with the basketball. They still hold a 3-point lead. Now they get it underneath to Stovall, and Stovall was able to slide through, but she missed the shot. The Flames with the rebound. Thompson across half court. She'll drive through and then kick near wing to Leon. Leon for three, too strong, and Kennesaw State with the rebound. Actually, neither team has made a three-pointer yet in this ball game as it goes along the baseline to Taylor, and Taylor's pull-up jumper is good. This matches the largest lead of the game for Kennesaw State. Liberty breaks through the full court pressure just in time. Gets it over to Iastadter. Now eventually to Stout. Near wing to Leon. Leon back to Nawabi. Far side corner to Thompson. Thompson with 6 seconds to shoot goes back to Nawabi. Nawabi to Stout. Stout's jumper is banked in from 2. That was almost behind the arc. About an 18-foot bank shot. Bails out Liberty on that possession. That was seemingly going nowhere. Stout with 4, and Liberty cuts it down to a 3-point game. Nichols goes in the middle to Taylor. Taylor dumps it further down low to Stovall. She has her shot blocked by Nawabi. Gets it back, though, and resets with 4 seconds to shoot on the outside. Nichols over to Fields, and she has her shot blocked by Thompson. Liberty gets the basketball. A post player with a block and a guard with a block. Liberty down by 3 and on offense. Nawabi out to Iastadter. Iastadter's going to drive along the baseline. She's cut off, slips through, scoops, and scores. Elizabeth Iastadter making something out of nothing. The Flames get this down to 1 point, but Kennesaw State racing back the other way gets an easy 2. Berry on the attack. Already 8 fast break points for Kennesaw State. Flames are going to take a timeout, which will bring us to a media timeout. Coach Alexis Sherrard wanting to talk things over with his squad. 6:28 left here in the second quarter. Flames trailing 20-17, and we will take a timeout as well and be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haleys.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com. That's www.ironcladcoffee.com to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
Bring in the new year with a new vehicle from Lynchburg Nissan. We make buying simple and easy, and right now, Lynchburg Nissan is offering up to $10,000 off MSRP, 0% for 60 months on multiple models, and up to 130% of fair KBB for your trade. Get up and get on over to Lynchburg Nissan while the best selections are still available. And don't forget, Lynchburg Nissan is home of the 1 million mile warranty. Stop by, call, or visit LynchburgNissan.com now. LynchburgNissan.com.
You're listening to Lady Flames Basketball live on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Now, back to the game.
2017, Kennesaw State on top of Liberty on the women's side of things. Down here just outside of Georgia, see Kittery, Maine, the former Kittery, Maine. Kittery has since married, has kids here at the game. There was rumors of a Rachel McLeod sighting. I haven't eyeballed Rachel just yet, but a couple of former Lady Flames in attendance. Rebecca Lightfoot, who is in that same class with the Frazee triplets, Rachel Hammond. Had so much success in the late 2000s. Was supposed to be at the game. She's actually coaching high school basketball, and because of the ice storm last week, her team's game got moved to today, so wasn't going to be able to attend. Got to see Becca at the celebration for Coach Kerry Green when he retired back during the Duke game. He didn't retire during the Duke game. The celebration was during the Duke game. That'd be a way to go, though. Just retire at halftime. I think there have been some football players that have done that. Went in at halftime, never came back. Liberty's on offense as we get back underway. Athene, a nice feed on the inside to Stout. Stout is able to swoop through and score with the left hand. She's got 6, and the Flames cut this down to a 1-point game. Kennesaw State back on offense. They almost lost it, but it comes near corner to Berry. Berry has her pass deflected, but it makes it out to Elliott. Elliott takes about 1,000 steps into the paint. Doesn't get called for the traveling violation, but does lose the basketball. So Liberty has it. Might have been a little hyperbole on the 1,000. About 6, it felt like. And now a steal back by Berry. Berry takes the ball away from Liberty. She drives in and has her shot blocked by Eyesdottir, ties it up in the process, and the arrow gives the ball to the Flames. If you're just tuning in, Liberty without the services of Avery Mills. She had an ankle injury in the game against Jack State and is not dressed for today's game. Coach Sherrard described her as day-to-day. She'll be evaluated further when the team gets back to Lynchburg. Thompson up to Nawabi. Liberty trailing by 1, back into Stout. Same play from a few moments ago. This time it's Nawabi with the assist. Stout again with the left hand. And the Flames now lead. 21-20. 5 minutes even to go in the second quarter. There won't be an under 5 media timeout. We've already had that with the call timeout by Coach Sherrard. On the near side, Nichols. Nichols will skip it up top to Taylor. Taylor tries a bullet pass that deflects out of bounds off of Liberty with 6 seconds to shoot. The Owls will inbound on the baseline. Again, they're scoring the goal at our right. We're across the court from the scorers table and the team's benches. On the Flames bench side of KSU Convocation Center, who has a new additional name we'll tell you about here in just a moment, is driving into the basket is Berry. She's defended well, forces one up, missed the shot, and the Flames get the rebound. Athene the other way. She dribbles to the far wing, now comes up top to Nawabi, dump pass to Peters. Peters to Thompson. Thompson now to Eyesdottir. It's knocked away from her. She retreats to get it. Over to Nawabi, now to Athene again. Athene crosses over, takes it into the paint, has it stripped away, and Kennesaw State has a chance to run out the other end. Nichols, good job by Eyesdottir to get back defensively to not allow the transition hoop, and KSU will have to reset the offense. Fields retreats back out near midcourt, bounces it to Taylor. Taylor skips it near wing to Nichols. Nichols will try a 3, it's off the mark, and Nawabi gets the rebound for Liberty. Nawabi with 5 boards. Liberty comes up court to Peters. Peters runs into a defender. It was Stovall. She draws the foul and will shoot 2 free throws. And after we talked earlier about the volume of fouls that were called in the first, say, 5 minutes of the game, it has really kind of worked its way in. The officials are letting them play a little bit more. Other than obvious contact on shots, we haven't seen too many of the nickel and dimers that we saw in the beginning of the game, which is good news for everybody. Peters to the line. Her first free throw is good. This is now the largest lead for the Flames. They've trailed by 5. Now they lead by 2. Second free throw is also good. Kennesaw State hasn't scored in the last 3 minutes. They're on offense at the moment. Berry guarded by Leon. Now near side to Fields. Fields back up top to Nichols, and Nichols' three-pointer is good. Nichols, the best three-point shooter, or one of the two best three-point shooters on the team. Both she and Fields shoot 39%. We're tied at 23 apiece. Athene with the ball for the Flames. She's at the top of the arc. Tries to drive. She's cut off. Still flings it towards the basket. Missed the shot. We're going to get a rebounding foul against Peters coming over the top. That is the first foul on Lynn Peters. No one for Liberty with more than one foul. Both Williamson and Stovall each have 2 for Kennesaw State. Nichols to Berry, and then now up to Elliott on the far side to Fields. Fields will bounce it in the middle to Berry. Berry back far side to Nichols, to Fields again. Fields with Athene on her. Drives and kicks to Berry. Berry will pull up from about 13. She missed the shot. We're going to get a rebounding foul against Kennesaw State as Peters pulled down the board. No center-hung scoreboard here in KSU Convocation Center, who has, like I said, has a new name or new added name. It's ViStar Credit Union Arena. They signed a $4 million 10-year deal for the naming rights to the arena. The center is still called the KSU Convocation Center. Liberty goes inside to Eisdottir. She gives back to Peters, but Peters couldn't handle the pass. Flames with the turnover. That's 8. KSU has 6. Nichols with the ball, and she'll give it on the inside to Taylor. Taylor fades and missed it to the right side. Liberty with the board. We haven't seen that same full court pressure for KSU of late. The Flames get it up court. Under 2 minutes to go until halftime. Tied at 23. Eisdottir lobs up to Peters. Peters hands right back to Eisdottir. She goes to the far wing to Nawabi. Nawabi to Leon. Leon to Athene for 3. Got it. The Flames' first three-pointer of the ball game puts them up 26-23. 3 brought to you by Haley's Appliance and Outdoor. Fields going to try to answer. Her three-pointer is good. Second three-pointer for KSU, and they take the momentum right back. Liberty's Athene spins into the middle, drives towards the basket, goes up with the left hand, missed the shot, and KSU gets the rebound. They got to run out the other way. Nichols is bumped by Leon and hits the shot. She'll have a chance for 3. Leon got back, but other than trying to block the shot, which not likely to happen at 5'6", to be run down LeBron James style block shot, probably should have just let her go in that scenario. That's the second foul of the game for Emma. Free throw is good by Nichols, and now Kennesaw State's back up by 3. They're on a 6-0 run after the Flames three-pointer a moment ago. Liberty breaks through the pressure with 52 seconds to go until halftime. Malia Alexander, wide open, three-pointer is an air ball, near side wing. Rebound to Kennesaw State. They run it back to Fields. Fields skips a pass across to Nichols, deeper in the corner to Elliott. Elliott comes back to the near side to Fields. Fields will give it back to Berry, and then Berry hands it back to Fields. Kennesaw State, if they work quickly, could have played 2 for 1, but now we're at 25 seconds to go in the game and 8 on the shot clock. In the first half of the game, as Alexander is going to be called for a foul. And Liberty had a couple fouls to give, but what that does is it puts the shot clock back to 20. The game clock is at 21.6, and Kennesaw State can pretty much hold for the final shot now. But they don't. They inbound and go straight to Nichols. Nichols had her shot deflected, and then a rebounding foul is called against her. So Kennesaw State could have held it down to the final 2 seconds. Instead, they shoot right off of the inbound. It was defended well, and the Flames come away with the basketball. Thompson up top to Athene. Now down low to Stout. Stout on the left side, scoops it home again. Same move she's done now 3 times. 3 seconds to go for Field. She finds a little space, fires a 3 at the buzzer, but it comes up short. So Liberty gets the final 2 points of the first half, and they trail 29-28, but an entertaining first 20. Flames didn't find a ton of offense. Again, this game is on schedule to be in the 50s, which is what probably you are hoping for as a Lady Flames fan with Avery Mills out. Liberty has defended KSU to only 39% shooting, but they trail because Kennesaw State has 9 more shot attempts because of a +2 in rebounding and a +2 in turnovers. So that's where we sit as we head to the intermission. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Nick Pierce in the studio. We'll have your Segra halftime show, including the Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard. We'll get an update on how the Liberty men are doing. They're playing Missouri State back in Liberty Arena. Here in Kennesaw, Georgia, the Lady Flames trail by 1 at halftime. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday at any of their 4 locations, with 2 in Lynchburg, 1 in Forest, and 1 at Able Tire in Concord. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry say go Flames and good luck this season. Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry provides dental health services including dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, extractions, and more. Their office treats patients of all ages and accepts major dental insurances. Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry is located at 2229 Mural Road next to EC Glass High School in Lynchburg. You can reach the office by phone at 434-847-5331 and online at PearyFamilyDentistry.com.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
First half is history. Now it's time for the Lady Flames halftime report, powered by Segra. Segra offers customized business solutions. Learn more at Segra.com.
Welcome back inside the studios in Lynchburg. Nick Pierce with you on this Saturday afternoon. Lady Flames basketball at the half. Trailing Kennesaw State on the road at the moment, 29-28 our score from Metro Atlanta. And coming up, we'll have a check of the first half stats. Jamie Hall will have the second half of action coming up on the way as well here in the next few minutes. But first, it's time to check in here at the Segra Halftime Report. We'll get you updated on everything happening around Conference USA Women's Hoops.
some top 25 scores and much more on the way here. But for now, let's check in on Liberty Flames Athletics and what's happening there. We'll start with Liberty men's hoops down the road at Liberty Arena. Halftime there as well. The Flames with a 42-38 lead over Missouri State in that Conference USA showdown. Liberty 42, Missouri State 38 after the first 20 minutes. Flames going for some history today with a win. Liberty will tie the program record for the longest win streak. Liberty 13 straight wins coming into this one. At the break, Zach Cleveland leading the Flames in scoring with 15 points. Brett Decker Jr. with 13 as well. Again, Liberty 4-point lead over Missouri State at the half in men's hoops. We'll keep you updated on that one. From women's lacrosse today, the defending ASUN champion Lady Flames opened the 2026 season up at home, facing number 8 Johns Hopkins. It is Johns Hopkins getting out with the win, however, 17-7 in that rematch of last year's opening round of the NCAA tournament. Lady Flames come up short today. They fall to 0-1. Challenging schedule coming up for Liberty here this year. Also, softball season underway. Lady Flames got things started with a couple of losses yesterday, falling to Clemson and Tennessee yesterday. Today, trying to get it turned around against another tough Missouri squad. And things not going well at the moment. Liberty trailing 5-0 to Missouri. That game in the top half of the sixth inning, playing down in Clearwater, Florida. Lady Flames still looking for their first hit of the contest as it stands right now. Missouri up 5-0 over Liberty. You can watch that one on MLB Network this afternoon as well. That one live on television. So that's a look around Liberty Flames athletics. Again, at the half in Metro Atlanta. Liberty trailing Kennesaw State 29-28. Lady Flames trying to make it a clean sweep on the road here this week with the win over Jacksonville State the other night. Trying to get another one here at Kennesaw. But Lady Flames have some work to do in the second half. Emmy Stout with 10 first-half points to lead the way. Coming up, we will have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. We'll get you caught up on everything else happening around Conference USA and college basketball as a whole. You're locked into the Segra Halftime Report from Van Wagner. This is the Liberty Flames Sports Network presented by Abish Financial Services.
At Carillion Clinic, the success of their employees is based on a culture that welcomes them and nurtures their growth. As the largest nonprofit employer west of Richmond, Carillion's team members are always learning and forever curious. Carillion is more than a healthcare system. It's a team of unique individuals doing what matters most, caring for the community. Visit CarillionClinic.org/careers and search their opportunities. Come join 13,000 employees who are Carillion proud.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
True Flame fans know where to shop to show their pride. Shop LibertyFlames.com. We're your one-stop shop for official Liberty Flames merchandise. Plus, all orders ship free. Go red, white, and blue and visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today. That's ShopLibertyFlames.com. ShopLibertyFlames.com is a proud sponsor of Liberty Athletics. For all your Liberty Flames apparel needs, visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today.
You're listening to Lady Flames Basketball live from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services. Now, back to the halftime report, powered by Segra.
Welcome back into the studios here. My name is Nick Pierce. At the half, it's 29-28, Kennesaw State with the lead over Liberty. Coming up, Jamie Hall will have a look at your first half stats and the second half play-by-play. Let's get you caught up, though, on everything happening around college basketball, starting with Conference USA Women's Hoops. Lady Flames coming into today in a tie for 6th place in the conference, tied with Delaware and Jacksonville State, all identical 5-5 records. Elsewhere around CUSA this afternoon, 2:06 to go in the fourth quarter in Miami. A tight one. FIU and Middle Tennessee all tied at 54 apiece. Elsewhere at the half, Missouri State with a lead at home over Western Kentucky, 33-27. Louisiana Tech has the lead on the road at half at New Mexico State, Halftime score there, 38-23. La Tech with the comfortable lead. And the Lady Texters with a comfortable run to the first half, a little more than the first half of conference play. 9-1. First place by 2 games over the aforementioned Middle Tennessee, followed by Sam Houston 2.5 games back. Speaking of Sam Houston, they'll play a little bit later on today. 4 o'clock start at UTEP. One other game in progress at the moment, one that the Lady Flames are keeping eyes on. Delaware and Jacksonville State, 2 of those teams I mentioned that are tied for 6th place right now, are tied as well on the scoreboard. Delaware at Jack State, 6:29 to go in the second quarter, 24 apiece the score with Delaware at Jacksonville State. So one of those 2 teams will slide ahead of the other by a game, and then if Liberty can win it at Kennesaw State today, obviously they would stay tied with whoever wins that Delaware-Jacksonville State game. Still a whole lot to be sorted out here with a handful of games to go. The majority of the second half of the conference schedule to go here in this second half of the season. Lady Flames trying to make it 3 straight wins today, though. Liberty trailing by a point at Kennesaw State. Haven't played that bad in the first half. Kennesaw State with a few more shots, but Liberty shooting 50% in the first half. Again, Emmy Stout leading the way with 10 points. That's a pretty valiant offensive effort for the Lady Flames, missing their top scorer today, Avery Mills, again with the bad ankle. So that's a look around the out-of-town scoreboard here, built by Frank Good Builders. Real quick, see if we can get a top 25 men's score or 2 for you this afternoon. Number 12, Purdue, trailing Oregon. 2:12 to go in that one, 63-62, Ducks on top. Elsewhere, Big 12, number 7, Iowa State, trailing at home to Baylor, 33-27, that game at the half. And number 11, Kansas, up 18-16. 10 minutes to go in the first half. 18-18 actually now the score. Kansas and Utah all tied up at about the midway point of the first half. So that's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. Coming up, Jamie Hall will have your first half stats and the play-by-play story of the second half in Metro Atlanta. Kennesaw State 29, Liberty 28. You're listening to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services.
It's bow time. Carolina legends aren't born. They're handmade, only in Bo's Real Southern Kitchen. It all starts with fresh, never frozen chicken marinated for 24 hours in a flavor-packed blend of bold Southern seasonings. Then we hand bread and fry it to crispy, juicy, mouth-watering perfection. That's not just any chicken, that's the Carolina legend. Order some Bojangles and taste what everyone's been craving since 1977. It's bow time.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton, and people often ask me, what is the Good Feet store? I respond, we are an arch support store. When you come in, our staff is going to welcome you and listen to your needs. We want to learn about you, your lifestyle, your work, and the types of shoes you enjoy wearing. Then after measuring your feet, we are going to fit you from a selection of over 300 styles and sizes of arch supports. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
It's almost time for the second half. Now back to the arena for a check of the stats from the first half. Presented by Larry's Tire and Auto Repair.
Well, here in ViStar Arena at KSU Convocation Center, the Lady Flames are trailing by 1 at halftime, 29-28. Liberty led by as many as 3. They trailed by as many as 5. Both teams had a 6-0 scoring run. 8 lead changes, tied 3 times. Kennesaw State did lead almost 13 and a half minutes of the first half. The Flames just a little over 4 minutes. Liberty's 11 of 22 from the field, 50%. Only 1 of 5 from 3, 5 of 5 at the free throw line. Kennesaw State, they're 12 of 31, for 39%. So even though the Flames are shooting 12 percentage points better, KSU with 9 more field goal attempts in the game. They were 2 of 8 from 3, 3 of 3 at the free throw line. And that's because of 5 offensive rebounds, 5-0 in offensive rebounds for KSU, 14-12 overall boarding. Liberty with 2 more turnovers, 8-6, and that leads to those 9 extra shot attempts, which has made the difference in the ball game. Barry with 10, Nichols with 8 to lead the Owls. For the Flames, Emmy Stout has 10, and Ife Nwabi 5 with 6 rebounds. Off the bench, Claudia Thien scored 5 points. Lynn Peters with 4. Jacayla Thompson and Elizabeth Eisdottir each with 2. Bench points were 9-4 in favor of Liberty. Team that both teams really needed to get their bench going. KSU had 0 bench points, and only 4 players scored in their overtime loss against Delaware on Thursday. So they were able to get the bench involved fairly early, as did the Flames. But Liberty did have a +5 in that category. Fast break points were all KSU, 11-0. Because of some of those forced turnovers, it led to easy points. And then sometimes just off of made baskets, they got some easy points. Points in the paint, 18-16 Liberty. Points off turnovers, 8-2 KSU. Flames with 5 blocked shots in the first half. 2 by Nwabi, 2 by Stout, and 1 by Jacayla Thompson on the perimeter. It will be Kennesaw State's basketball to start the second half. They're going from right to left, wearing the pink uniforms with white numbers. The Flames in the white unis with red numbers and baby blue trim. Dribbling on the far side of the court from us is Nichols in front of her team's bench. Now to Fields. Fields will pull up for a long 2 and hit. KSU up by 3. They show full court pressure again. The Flames break through it to Leon. She bounces it back to Thompson in the middle to Nwabi. Nwabi nothing there, so she'll give it back outside to Thompson with 13 seconds to shoot. Thompson at the top of the arc to Stout. Back to Thompson. She'll dribble in the corner. Now find Leon. Leon is open but missed the shot. The rebound is controlled by KSU. Leon, the only Flame in any sort of foul trouble from the first half. She had 2. As the ball goes on the interior for Kennesaw State. Now it's loose and on the floor, and the Flames come away with it eventually. Eisdottir had it. She had it spun over to Stout and then to Thompson, and now stolen away by Kennesaw State, as Thompson didn't know that there was a player coming up behind her to pick her pocket. Liberty down by 3 and having to dig in on defense again as Nichols fires from 3. It's off the mark, and the rebound is secured by Kennesaw State. Crashing into the bench, or into the high dollar seats on the near side, was Taylor to save that basketball. She's okay, and the Owls are running offense. They go down on the low block to Williamson, and she's defended well by Stout. Forces her into a fadeaway. Liberty gets the rebound. Nwabi up court. Tries to give it inside to Stout. It's punched out of bounds by the Owls. Flames will have 3 timeouts remaining for the second half. Kennesaw State has all 4 of theirs. Again, Leon, the only player with 2 fouls for Liberty. Williamson and Williamson and Stovall each with 2 fouls for Kennesaw State. As the inbound pass comes to Nwabi, she pulls up from just inside the arc and hits. Ife Nwabi with 7 points. Kennesaw State back the other way. They go straight on the attack, draw a foul, hit the shot, and Barry will shoot a free throw. The Flames have struggled a little bit after made baskets of not getting back quickly enough in transition, and even though the Flames scored, Kennesaw State was able to get easy points. It's 33-30. The free throw rattles around and falls through. Flames inbound, trailing by 4. Thompson is pressured in the backcourt, gets it over to Leon, and she does not get it across in time. We've seen a couple of those 10-second calls, actually 3 now in the game for Liberty. Kennesaw State showed that same pressure early in the first half. Backed out of it for most of the second quarter, and now it's back to begin the third. Nichols on the near wing. Now to Berry. Berry with Leon on her. 4 seconds to shoot to Nichols. She'll dump it on the inside to Williamson. Williamson fades and missed. The rebound, though, goes all the way out to Fields, and Kennesaw State will reset. That is another offensive rebound for the Owls. To Eyestadter. And then now up to Nawabi. Nawabi a long two. Nawabi a long two is too strong. Rebound to Kennesaw State. Fields dumps a pass down low, and the reverse lay-in by Williamson comes up short. The ball was on the floor where Williamson picks it up and scores. Also draws a foul. That is a rough sequence for the Lady Flames. They could not secure the rebound. And then not only did it end up being an easy 2 points after the ball was able to squirt free, but also a foul as well, and now a chance for a three-point play. Williamson, a 58% free throw shooter on the year. Takes her dribbles. First shot is up and is short. First and only shot is short. Liberty with the rebound. Liddy Mwamba, who had just checked into the game, got the board. Now to Thompson, and Thompson sets up the offense. Flames have not scored in about 2 minutes. Kennesaw State on a 7-0 run. It goes on the interior to Stout. Stout goes to the middle, now back to the far, and draws some contact. She'll shoot some free throws. That's exactly what Liberty needed. Just slow things down a bit, get a chance to reset, hopefully get some points at the free throw line. This 7-0 run for Kennesaw State is the longest run for either team in the game so far. 5:55 left in the third quarter. Stout's first free throw is nothing but net. Emmy has 11 points. Only one rebound, though. 4 of 8 shooting. Makes them both. Kennesaw State's lead is down to 6. 38-32. Nichols tries to dump it on the inside for Taylor, and she's bumped. Stout picks up the personal foul. That is 1 on Stout. No, actually that had not been updated. 2 on Stout. The inbound pass comes to Nichols. Nichols will dribble it all the way up to the half-court logo. Now over on the far wing to Fields. Fields dribbles around the screen and goes back to Nichols. Nichols will fire a 3 and hit. 41-32 Kennesaw State. They pressure and the Flames throw the ball away. Liberty needs a timeout. 5:22 to go in the third quarter. Kennesaw State with the largest lead of the ball game. They're up by 9 points. Coach Alexa Sherrard takes his second timeout, and it is the first call timeout of the half, so it becomes a media timeout. Liberty down by 9. We'll take a break and be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Game day isn't the only adventure. Find yours in Bedford, Virginia. Just down the road, but a world away. Explore seasonal events, cruise the Blue Ridge Parkway, or hike the peaks of Otter. Enjoy outdoor fun at Smith Mountain Lake or play world-class disc golf. Home to the National D-Day Memorial and packed with small-town charm. Bedford has it all. Plan your visit and see the event calendar at destinationbedfordva.com. That's destinationbedfordva.com.
I got your back. I got your back. No, it's easy to misplace.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your local HVAC experts. Online at callrogers.com.
Have you downloaded the Liberty Flames mobile app? If not, what are you waiting for? The Liberty Flames mobile app is your lifeline to Flames athletics. Get the latest news on your favorite teams. Find upcoming schedules. Buy and download tickets to the next game. Listen to podcasts and hear our online Liberty Flames Sports Network audio broadcast.
Takes a long three. Got it! From 30! And the Flames lead!
It's all on the Liberty Flames mobile app. Download it for free from your mobile app store today. Now back to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Presented by Abish Financial Services.
Liberty's trailing KSU 41-32 here on the women's side of things. Back in Liberty Arena, the Flames men are on an 8-0 run. They lead 50-42 with 17 minutes to go in the ball game. This brings up the age-old argument of what is a better run. I said that the longest run of the game was that one a moment ago for KSU when they scored 7 in a row. The Flames had a 10-2 run. What's better, 7-0 because it's completely, you held your opponent scoreless, or 10-2, even though you scored 8 more points, you gave up 2 points in the process? I think the sheer mathematics would say 10-2 is better because you're going to be at more of an advantage when it's done. Some people, I think, would say having a 0 at the end of the run is more impressive. The stat sheet doesn't list scoring runs unless they're offers for the opposition, so it shows the best scoring run is 7-0. I'm going to go with 10-2. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and you've got a thought, throw it in the comments. He's talking about some former Lady Flames in the building. And now we see Rachel McLeod, the former Rachel McLeod, as well as Kittery Main. They've both been spotted across the way. They're hoping their Lady Flames can get back in this ball game. They trail by 9 and they're on defense. A three-pointer on the far wing by Fields comes up short, but she gets her own rebound and resets for the Owls. The Nichols, her three is short, and Liberty's Stout gets the board. I've seen way too many second chance opportunities for Kennesaw State in this basketball game. They've got 9 offensive boards. The Flames have none. And that's been the difference, really. The second chance points and some fast break points off a turnover. Mwamba, far side to Eyestadter. Back up top to Liddy Mwamba. Her three-pointers off the back of the rim. Kennesaw State gets the board. Again, one and done for Liberty. Taylor hands off to Nichols. Nichols with Athene on her. Will lob it down low into Stovall. Her turn around jumper is too strong, and Liberty with the board. Thompson on offense, up top to Eyestadter. Skip pass across to Athene. She'll dump it inside to Stout, and Stout is fouled on the floor. 4:03 left in the third quarter. That will get us to our under 5 media timeout. Gives me a chance to say a couple of quick shout outs for those that are viewing in on Facebook. Philip, he's watching and listening to the booth cam from Maryland. Kristen is in Iceland, and I'm going to probably say this wrong. Leanne, maybe, hopefully. Leanne is also. Leanne has challenged me by putting her country's flag up, and I've got to figure out which flag that is. Maybe France. Give me the break and I'll let you know. Liberty still trailing by 9, 41-32. It'll be Flames basketball when we come back from this break. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Every great athlete knows the final minutes of the game are where champions are made. Whether it's the last inning, the fourth quarter, or overtime, every move counts. One smart play can seal the win, and one mistake could cost it all. The same can be said for retirement. I'm Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services. Those last 5 to 10 years before you retire, that's your final stretch. At Abish Financial, we can help build a game plan for taxes, healthcare, and income for the years ahead. Call us for your customized retirement playbook. 571-406-4411. If you're over 59 and have $500,000 or more of investable assets, we can create your plan complimentary. 571-406-4411 or visit abishfinancial.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor firm. Insurance services offered through Abish Financial Services, Inc., licensed in Virginia.
John Barkley loves Tuesday nights with his pals.
You guys ever seen a perfect game? Here we go.
A night when scores made aren't nearly as important as friendships kept.
Get out your phones. It's gonna be epic.
So he doesn't miss a night. John counts on Centra to keep him healthy and at his best.
Perfection begins now. Start your video. Delete your video.
Like and share.
Centra, caring for, caring about folks like John.
Okay, in my defense, there are a lot of countries with red, white, and blue flags, including our own. France's, though, are vertical stripes or blocks. Russia, it's in a different order. It's white, blue, and red. So France is sideways to what we saw. It's the Netherlands. I should have figured that out. Lynn Peters on the team. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Flames with the basketball. Trailing by 9. Athene will work her way down into the paint, flicks a shot up with the right hand, and comes up short. It goes out of bounds. Kennesaw State will try to extend out the first double-digit lead of the game. Luxembourg has a flag that's red, white, and blue in that same order from top to bottom in blocks, but it's a lighter red and a lighter blue. As we have some contact on the floor, Emma Leon is going to pick up her third personal foul. Not a shooting foul. 3:33 on the clock in the third, and KSU will inbound. Slovenia and Slovakia have red, white, and blue block flags. Slightly different order, white, blue, red, but then they've got the crest, as does Serbia and Croatia. The crest of their country is in the flag as well. All right, I feel like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Flag talk, flag time. A three-pointer off the inbound for Kennesaw State, and things are not going the Flames' way. That shot falls through. It's a 12-point lead. Liberty has not scored in about 2.5 minutes. Athene's going to drive through, and her shot on the far side rattles out. Nice move, but the finish just doesn't go through. And the Owls are back on offense. Currently 6 straight points for Kennesaw State, but there's a bigger run in there that will add up here in just a moment. Along the baseline, Berry will drive in on Nwabi. She dips and then has her shot blocked by Efe, who also comes away with the rebound. She is so good at that. Athletic, long arms, already 6'2". Emma Leon with the ball near her wing. She'll drive into the paint and kick to Athene. Athene for 3, in and out. But Nwabi with the first offensive rebound for Liberty in the game. Resets things, far wing to Leon. Leon bounces it into Nwabi, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on KSU. And as I look across the way, I mentioned earlier that Emma Leon has a slightly different hairstyle today, kind of curly and ponytail, but then the curls kind of coming out from the ponytail. She wears number 24 and had a flashback for a moment when she's facing the opposite way, just from the hair and then the 24. It looks a lot like Alyssa Iverson. Played for the Flames about 5 years ago. Liberty a little trouble inbounding. They do just in time to Nwabi. Nwabi's shot falls. Foul called. Efe will step to the line for a chance at a three-point play, and that is just what the doctor ordered for the Lady Flames. Efi with 9 points in the game, a chance to get into double digits at the free throw line. Barry leads everybody with 15. Nichols has 11. Stout with 12 paces the Flames. Nawabi hits the free throw. And it's back now to a 9-point game. KSU with 2 minutes to go in the third sets up their offense. Nichols with Thompson on her will lob it down low looking for Taylor, and she was fouled by Peters. And that is 5 on Liberty as a team, so we'll have our first bonus free throws of the afternoon. It'll be Taylor shooting. She's at 61% on the year. It is good. The larger run that I was looking for a moment ago was 7-0, but the 7-0 run and a 6-0 run, but the larger run is the second free throw is off the mark. It's a 10-point lead. Flames get the board and they bring it up court. Thompson's going to drive too. She gets in the paint, turns, and draws a foul. Got hit in the face. She'll shoot 2 free throws. It was a 31-30 Kennesaw State lead. And then, again, 2 smaller runs, but the overall run was 13-2. So we'll scratch off the 7-0 and the 6-0 and put 13-2. So Thompson shooting the free throws. She is a 79% shooter on the year and hits on both. (45-37). Liberty on defense. Nichols on the far wing, down to 10 seconds to shoot, bounces it out the field, dribbling in front of her head coach, Octavia Blue. Around the screen, now back to Taylor. Taylor drives and has to give off to Stovall. Her shot with the timer expiring is good. Shot from about 15. Right at the free throw line. It's back out to a 10-point game. Thompson will drive for Liberty. She gets down low, muscles her way up and scores. Ja'Kayla Thompson with 6 points. She hasn't missed yet in the game. Back the other end. KSU running after a make, and they get another chance at the free throw line. Yes. Tatiana Stovall was fouled, the freshman, 57% free throw shooter on the year. They'll get a chance at the free throw line, and again, that was after a Liberty make. I didn't keep track of this, but I'm just going to kind of guess. I'm going to say that has happened at least 6 times in this ball game. But the Flames have made a basket. KSU has either gotten an easy transition point the other way or drawn a foul. Both free throws are good. It's back to a 10-point game. Liberty's pressure, but they get it across. And then now the pressure pays off as the ball is tied up in front of the Liberty bench. Flames got it across the timeline. Then a trap on Malia Alexander. Flames do have the possession arrow, so they'll inbound to Nawabi, but that will give Kennesaw State an extra possession at the very least at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Thompson on the bounce with 30 seconds left. 7 on the shot clock to Alexander. She dumps it down low to Stout, and Stout is able to bank it home. Again, Kennesaw State trying to run out the other end. Nichols just doing a little cherry picking, but the Flames are able to get back enough to force Fields to set up the offense. Shot clock is off with 12 seconds to go. An 8-point KSU lead. Liberty needs a stop here as it goes on the inside to Taylor. Taylor has her shot blocked out of bounds by Nuwabi. I think that's 5 block shots in the game for Efi. Double check that during the quarter break. 1.9 for KSU as they look to inbound. The inbound pass comes out to Taylor, and she's just going to have to pick it up and let the horn sound. Pass ticked off of her fingertip. She tracked it down on the sideline. But the horn sounds, and the Flames do get that defensive stop that they desperately needed. They trail 49-41 after a 13-2 Kennesaw State run. Opened up as much as a 12-point lead in this third quarter. We'll get you a complete Carter Bank & Trust game at a glance recap of how we got to this point. The Flames playing without Avery Mills. They've needed someone to step up offensively. Nuwabi has gone above her season average. Stout is at her season average already, but the Flames need some three-pointers to fall in. They have not hit the three in this game. 1 of 7. A team that averages over 7 makes per game. They're on pace for less than 2. We'll take a break and be back after this. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Foster has been fostering warm moments for 100 years. Headquartered in Brookneal, Virginia, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services since 1921. Stop by one of our 6 showroom locations across Central Virginia to view our wide range of products. From propane to fireplaces and grills to tank installs and tankless water heaters, Foster has it all. Download our app or visit fosterfuels.com for more info.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty-grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com. That's www.ironcladcoffee.com to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
You're listening to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services. Now, back to the game.
Heading to the fourth quarter, the Lady Flames are trailing 49-41 here at Kennesaw State. We do have confirmation that it was the flag of the Netherlands, and it was Lynn's mom, Lynn Peters' mom, that was messaging us on Facebook. Lynn not in the game at the moment, but she's got 4 points. Perfect 1 of 1 from the field and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Ball was knocked out of bounds and got her first touch. But couldn't catch it and could barely lean enough to get to it. Was able to shuffle it out towards the official, so I feel like I've accomplished something in the ball game. It is Kennesaw State possession as they go from right to left. Fields goes over on the far side to Berry. Berry now back in the middle to Stovall, and she's going to be called for an offensive foul. She lowered the shoulder into Nuwabi. Flames forced the turnover. Efi with the double-double, her third career. She's got 10 points and 10 rebounds. Only has been credited for 3 block shots. I'm going to say she's definitely got 4. And maybe one other where could have just gotten a fingertip on a shot, altered it, but still credited for 3. She's played great both on the offensive and defensive side of things. Flames need some offense. They set things up with Thompson, guarded by Nichols. Over on the far side to Eistader. She fires a 3 and banks it in. from a sharp angle. The Flames' second three-pointer of the game. Brought to you by Haley's Appliance and Outdoor, and it's a 49-44 ball game. Kennesaw State on their offensive end. Nichols up to Fields. Fields with 14 seconds to shoot. Looks over to her head coach. Wearing the hot pink breast cancer awareness shirt. The Owls are wearing the jerseys as a fader from Williamson is good. Liberty gets through some pressure, now sets up their offense. Nuwabi one-on-one along the baseline. Lobs it back outside to Thompson. Still plenty of time to shoot in the corner to Nuwabi for three. Short, and KSU gets the rebound. Fields up to Nichols. Nichols back to Fields. She'll bounce a pass into Williamson, and Williamson is fouled on the floor by Nuwabi. Stovall with 4 fouls. Berry and Williamson with 3. For the Flames, Emma Leon with 3. And Nuwabi now has 2. Inbound pass to Williamson. Back out to Fields. Fields will retreat back between the circles and give to Taylor. Taylor with 6 seconds to shoot over to Nichols. Nichols for 3, too strong, and the Flames, Leon gets the rebound. No pressure as Leon brings it across and gives to Thompson. 7:48 to go in the ball game. Liberty's trailing by 7. Thompson along the baseline. Has the ball knocked away from her. She gets it back, knocked away again, and it's KSU basketball. I'm not sure how that wasn't a jump ball. Had to be. Either that or a traveling violation. Thompson went up off of her feet. The ball got trapped by the defender. She came back down with it. Probably should have been a whistle there, and it would have been Liberty's ball off of the alternating possession arrow. Taylor with 7 seconds to shoot comes to Nichols. Nichols is going to try to drive, and she's fouled by Leon, which will be her 4th. Liberty still out shooting Kennesaw State 46 to 41%. Issue has been 3 more turnovers for Liberty and 9 more offensive rebounds for Kennesaw State. So even though they're shooting 5 percentage points lower, they've taken 14 more field goals in this game. Along the baseline, Berry back outside to Fields, now up top to Taylor. Taylor's looking inside to Williamson. Williamson catches the basketball, goes to a double team and missed the shot. Tried to split Nuwabi and Iastarter. They both stood their ground, and the Flames get the rebound. Still 51-44. Liberty hasn't scored in about 2.5 minutes as Thompson drives through, takes some heavy contact. The ball goes flying out of bounds. It'll be Liberty basketball. Thompson trying to shake off the contact, and the Flames will inbound on the baseline. Inbound to Stout. Stout gives to Iastarter, who draws the foul, hits the shot, and will step to the line for 3. Quick developing play off of the inbound, and the Flames are right back in this ball game. A chance to get it down to 4. Elizabeth with 7 points, perfect 3 of 3 from the field. And now perfect 1 of 1 at the free throw line. 51-47, Kennesaw State with the ball and a bunch of time left in this game. 6.5 minutes. Nichols faked the 3 and gives off to Williamson. Williamson back to Nichols and now to Fields. Fields with 12 seconds to shoot, has Thompson on her. Pass is picked off by Thompson, and Liberty comes away with the basketball. Athene, who had just checked in for Leon, will dribble it across half court. Pass to the far side was kicked away. There'll be 21 seconds on the shot clock for Liberty. They inbound in front of Coach Alexis Sherrard. Inbound pass comes to Nuwabi. Nuwabi double team for a moment, in a little trouble, has to bounce it underneath to Iastadter. Iastadter works her way up and has her shot blocked. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Liberty. Elizabeth wiping off her chin. It's gotten very physical the last few possessions. The Flames, Thompson took some contact last time down. She's inbounding the basketball, bounces it into Nawabi. Nawabi works her way through a couple of players, then has it knocked loose. It's on the floor, and Kennesaw State picked it up and then threw it away. So the teams trade turnovers in the span of about 2 seconds. Liberty will have it on the baseline, scoring to our right with 20 seconds to shoot. Thompson into Athene. Athene dumps to Stout. Stout on the left side, banks it home. And we've got a 2-point ball game. 51-49. And an offensive foul called against Kennesaw State. Williamson with some contact away from the ball. We'll give it back to Liberty. Looking across the way, I'm wondering if Coach Octavia Blue is going to take a timeout, and she does indeed. As she sees what was a 12-point lead cut down to 2 with 5:40 left to go here in Kennesaw. We'll take a break as well. Flames basketball when we return. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Hey, Flames fans, Gentry Lock is fired up to join in the excitement this season. Gentry Lock Attorneys knows it's all about preparation, precise teamwork, and a competitive spirit for the hard-fought wins. We've got that down. With our fierce drive to succeed, uncommon thinking, and extensive resources, Gentry Lock helps businesses thrive. We are downtown at 801 Main Street, and we serve the Commonwealth and beyond with offices in Roanoke, Richmond, and Norfolk. All the ways Gentry Lock can help clients succeed is waiting for you at gentrylock.com.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haley's.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
.540 to go here in this basketball game. The Lady Flames, after trailing by 12, are now down by 2, 51-49. They've outscored KSU 8-2 in the fourth quarter. Here in ViStar Arena at KSU Convocation Center, building built back in 2005. 3,800 seats. They've got basically a lower bowl that has 10 rows on the sidelines, maybe 8 rows on one end zone. Yeah, both end zones about eight rows up, and then a giant section back on behind each of the lower bowl sidelines. Not quite an upper deck, but just more pull-out seating. But there's a screen down right now where those seats are not available. Some famous people have been in this building, not any major concerts or events, but we'll tell you about that here in just a second as the Flames break through a little bit of pressure and set up the offense, trailing by 2. Under 5.5 minutes to go in the game. As Thompson comes near side to Iastadter for 3. Her shot is short, though, and the rebound secured by KSU. They'll run it the other way, and Nichols with an easy 2. So that ends the Liberty run. Puts KSU up by 4. Thompson near side to Nawabi. Nawabi, she's going to drive in, goes to the far and lays it in. Ify Nawabi has got it back down to a 2-point game. (53-51). 4:40 left. KSU's Fields dribbles in front of her team's bench. Bounces it up top to Stovall. Near side to Nichols. Now Nichols gets Elliott. Elliott down to 6 seconds to shoot. Will lob it up top to Stovall. She's down to 3 in the corner to Nichols. She's going to drive along the baseline. Bounces a pass, but it's not going to get to the intended target in time. The shot clock expires and the Flames get the ball back. Liberty with a chance to tie or take the lead. A little bit of pressure for KSU in the backcourt after some substitutions were made. Liberty breaks through it. They have a 2-on-1, but Nawabi was cut off. She gives out to Athene for 3, short, but Stout there with the rebound, and her putback's good. The Flames have knotted this up at 53 after trailing by 12. And that was just in the third quarter. Not many offensive boards, but that was a big one for Emmy Stout, who has 18 points. 10 seconds to shoot for the Owls. Fields with the basketball, Thompson on her. Dribbling on the far wing, and then skips a pass out to Williamson. A long jumper is off to the right, and Athene gets the rebound for Liberty. She'll bring it across half court herself and give to Nawabi. Now to Ayestadter. She looks postward and will pass up to Thompson instead. Now wrong to the far side to Ayestadter. Ayestadter pass back to Athene, but there's a foul away from the ball called against Kennesaw State. And that is going to be 5 on Williamson. Williamson and Berry each playing with 4 fouls. Stovall on the bench with 4 fouls for Kennesaw State. And Williamson is out. 2 of 8 from the field, 4 points and 1 rebound for Williamson. We'll see who comes in her place as Octavia Blue takes the opportunity to talk to her team for a moment. Liberty will be inbounding on the baseline. It will be Stovall checking back in, playing with the 4 fouls. Inbound pass to Nawabi, now up to Thompson. Thompson back to Stout. Stout has the ball knocked away from her by Nichols. The Flames were wanting a foul. There was a lot of contact, but no call as Stout had the mismatch. And now Liberty gets it back after a little bit of contact down low when Stovall was trying to turn to the basket. Thompson knocked it away. Those 2 calls, I think, kind of evened each other out. Both were probably fouls. Thompson up top. Now to Athene. Athene into a sealed off Stout who missed the shot. The rebound's on the floor, and we're going to get a foul called against the Flames. And we'll see who that was against. I believe it was 3 on Nawabi. Kennesaw State hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. We're tied at 53 with 2:38 to go in the game. Nichols to Taylor. Taylor bounces a pass in and finds Berry. She tracks it down in the corner with 9 seconds to shoot. Dribbling on Ayestadter. It's loose on the floor and all kinds of trouble. Just flings it to the rim. Does get it there. And it's out of bounds to Liberty. The shot hit the back of the rim. Stout wasn't going to be able to get the board. She tipped it. And they're going to say that it last touched KSU and no challenge. I'm surprised. I thought that would have probably been worth a review and taking a look at, but Coach Blue does not, and Liberty will have the ball. Tied at 53. We approach 2 minutes to go in the game. Thompson into Stout. Stout has it knocked away, but to Nawabi. Nawabi goes up, and her shot rattles in. Ify Nawabi gives the Flames the lead, 55-53. A minute 48 to go, and boy, it has been a battleground in the paint. They are letting a lot go now. Far side, Taylor. She's going to dump it down low to Stovall, and she scores on the right side. We're tied up again, 55-55. Very similar to last year's game when the Flames needed a Bella Smuda shot with 0.4 of a second to go to win by 2. Thompson to the far wing. Looks postward, there's nothing there. Now back up top to Athene. Athene around a screen, finds Nawabi for 3. Got it! Efi Nawabi from 3rd Street. What a huge bucket for the redshirt freshman. The Flames lead by 3. A minute to go, and we're going to get a foul called against Liberty for all the contact we've had in the paint here in the fourth quarter. That was a little hold, I guess, on the perimeter. Both teams have 4 fouls, so everybody will be shooting free throws on any non-offensive foul in the final minute. KSU putting it in play on the baseline. They find Nichols, who's wide open for 3, and she hits. And we are tied back up. Someone lost Nichols, and she was wide open. 50 seconds to go. Flames with the basketball. Athene dribbles around a screen, and we're going to get an illegal screen called against the Flames. A timeout will be taken by Kennesaw State. Well, I'd love to see a replay of that. And I think what Elizabeth Eisdottir, and there actually is no timeout taken. We play on. Eisdottir was saying she got pushed from behind. That's what put her in the spot to where her screen was illegal, and I think she has a case, but that's not the way it was called. 33 seconds to go, 19 on the shot clock for Kennesaw State. We're tied at 58. It goes on the interior, dribbling down low is Berry. She's double teamed, has to fade, and hits a tough jumper over the top of 2 Liberty defenders. The Flames will take a timeout to advance the basketball. The shot clock will be off with 24.1 to go in the game. Another unbelievable ending here at Kennesaw Convocation Center. Again, last year in a similar spot, it was a tie ball game. The Flames had less time. They worked it down to Bella Smuda. She was able to hit a little jumper from in the paint to win the game by 2. Now the Flames with 24.1 seconds to go. They're going to need a 2 to tie and a 3 to win. And I know there's different philosophies. Usually most say play for the win on the road. Don't play for overtime, and I think that's especially the case in this game because the Flames are short with Avery Mills out injured. You've found enough offense to get you right at the precipice of winning this game. I think if you can, you try to set something up to win it right now. Stout, Eisdottir, Nawabi, Thompson, and Athene. Athene will inbound on the far side. Flames have 1 timeout remaining. Kennesaw State has 3. The jumper by Berry has made this a 60-58 lead for the Owls. Liberty to inbound. It gets into Stout. It's actually knocked away from her and out of bounds on the far side. Now with 23.2. Liberty will put it in play in the corner. Athene surveys the defense. Having a little trouble, gets it into Nawabi. Nawabi goes to the basket, but missed the shot. Rebound, Kennesaw State. The Flames are going to have to foul. They do, and the Owls will get some free throws. Nawabi had a good look at it. It was contested, but a shot that was certainly makeable. And now free throws will determine whether or not this is a 1 or 2 possession game. Flames again with 1 timeout left to advance the basketball. And they fouled, unfortunately, the best free throw shooter on KSU, Nichols, who is 90%. First free throw is good. It's a 3-point game. This could make it a 2-possession ball game. Second free throw is also good. Flames are going to take their final timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. So they're going to have to score quickly and try to either force a turnover and get it back that way or continue the free throw shooting. You wouldn't mind if you had an open three-pointer here, because if you hit a three in this spot, then even if you foul, most it would be on the other end is a 3-point game. But I think you probably have to take the quickest thing that works. If it's a quick 2, that's fine as well. Kennesaw State on a 7-0 run after the Flames had taken a 3-point lead. Athene inbounds the Stout on the low block. She works her way down inside, has her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Flames. Again, a lot of contact on the low block. They're just not, you're not getting that call right now. The Flames will have to try again, putting it in play on the near side. Inbound comes to Stout. Stout waits for some movement, gives off to Nawabi, and Nawabi missed the lay-in. Well-run offense. The Flames just could not capitalize. Ran the play to perfection, but Nawabi came up short, and it's tough to be too critical of Efi. She has played so well today. 17 points, 11 rebounds. A new career high in points for Efi. Had a shot on the previous possession. Again, that was contested. Just a little bit too much on it. And this play, again, was ran well. The backdoor pass to Efi, and she came up just a little short. Hit the bottom side of the rim, I should say. Now Kennesaw State has called a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. And they inbound on the far side of the court. Flames have no timeouts left. It's going to be a tall task at this point, trailing by 4. Inbound pass comes to Taylor and then to Fields, and Fields is fouled. Fields a 61% free throw shooter. Can make this a 6-point game. The problem for Liberty is they don't have any timeouts left to advance the basketball. So anything they do is going to have to be full court, and somehow they're going to have to get 2 baskets in 5 seconds. And that is going to be hard to do. The first free throw is good. It's a 5-point game. So Kennesaw State made some big shots down the stretch. Made some big free throws down the stretch as well. Both of them are good. The Flames inbound to Thompson. She dribbles to the far side, pulls up for 3. The shot was blocked, and Kennesaw State finishes the game on a 9-0 run, and they get a 64-58 win. And credit to that difficult shot by Berry going up against 2 Flames defenders. Liberty did exactly what they wanted on that possession. Forced Berry to kind of go into a double team. She faded, hit a line drive 12-footer, which gave Kennesaw State a 2-point lead. Flames then had the ball with 24 seconds to go. Had a pretty good look inside by Nawabi. Put a little too much on that shot. Kennesaw State hit their free throws, made it a 4-point game, and then Liberty missed the layup. And that was that. The outcome changed by a couple more points on the foul. But after Liberty opened up a 58-55 lead, Kennesaw State answered with a 3. That's really the big point in this game. Efi Nawabi hit the 3 to give Liberty their largest lead tied their largest lead of the game at 3. But right back the other end, Nichols answered with a three-pointer and tied the game up. And then the Berry shot and the rest that sorted out the final minute of this basketball game. With the loss, the Flames now fall to 5-6. With the win, Kennesaw State is 4-7 in CUSA, and Liberty is going to be a game behind the 6th place spot, which is where you want to get to avoid having to play 4 games in the CUSA tournament. We'll have a complete look at your Larry's Tire and Auto stats, as well as another Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard when the Coca-Cola postgame show fires up after this timeout here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday at any of their 4 locations, with 2 in Lynchburg, 1 in Forest, and 1 at Able Tire in Concord. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Bring in the new year with a new vehicle from Lynchburg Nissan. We make buying simple and easy. And right now, Lynchburg Nissan is offering up to $10,000 off MSRP, 0% for 60 months on multiple models, and up to 130% of fair KBB for your trade. Get up and get on over to Lynchburg Nissan while the best selections are still available. And don't forget, Lynchburg Nissan is home of the 1 million mile warranty. Stop by, call, or visit LynchburgNissan.com now.
LynchburgNissan.com. The doctors at Crossroads Family Dentistry say go Flames and good luck this season. Stephen Hatch, James Peary III, Trey Woolwine, and Carol Roberts have over 50 years of experience serving Lynchburg and the surrounding area. Their dental office in Forest is open and ready to serve you. Crossroads Family Dentistry provides all family and cosmetic dental needs and accepts major dental insurances. They're located at 14761 Forest Road in front of Brauburgers. More information is available at CrossroadsFamilyDentistryBA.com.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty Women's Basketball head coach Alexis Sherrard. The Sherrard family are proud Flame Club members and invite you to join in training champions for Christ both on and off the court. Whether you're at the game or cheering from home, your support is valuable and directly impacts our student athletes. Membership starts at $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
You've been listening to Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network, presented by Abish Financial Services. Now it's time for the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report. Get a complete recap of the game. Hear from Lady Flames head coach Alexis Sherrard, final stats, and more. This is the Coca-Cola post-game report. Coke, taste the feeling.
Welcome back into the KSU Convocation Center, Five-Star Arena, where the Flames lose a tough one. This is a game where you're playing without Avery Mills, and you say, where are we going to find some offense? That's almost 16 points a game that you were missing. And the Flames found the offense. It was kind of a group effort, but they found just what you would have thought might have been just enough offense. Well, they needed probably one more basket, but you were hoping to get about 60 points. Play some defense, keep this game in the upper 50s, somewhere around that, and maybe you could come out with a win. And that's where it was set up. Liberty was leading 58-55. And there was a sequence where an offensive, a moving screen on offense that was, I'd love to go back and see the slow-mo of that. Elizabeth Eisstotter was called for the foul, but it looked like she got bumped from behind, kind of pushed from behind, and that's what put her into the spot where she ran in to the person trying to come around the screen. It wasn't seen that way, and so it goes back the other end. A three-pointer after the Flames had made a three. Ify Nwabi hit a three, and then Nichols answers with a three. The next possession for KSU, the moving screen in there, and then the basket from Berry. Tough shot with 24 seconds to go. Flames defended it as well as you could. She just made a better shot and went over two Liberty defenders. She kind of dipped in, and there was a wall there. I think it was Nwabi and Eisstotter both in her way, and she faded over the top of them, hit about a 12-footer, and that gave KSU the lead. Liberty then had the ball with 24 seconds to go. Got it on the interior. Nwabi had a good look. It was defended, but a shot that she probably makes half the time in that spot. Put too much on it. KSU hit two free throws, made it a 4-point game. Then Liberty missed a layup. Two more free throws was the way that it finished up. KSU opened up at a 6-point lead at that time, and then there were 5 seconds to go. Flames missed a shot at the horn, and that's where we are, 64-58. Career high for Nwabi. She had 17 points and 11 rebounds. She is our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game. Emmy Stout with 18 points in the game. Elizabeth Eisstotter with 8. So everybody scored above their season average. Nwabi quite a bit more, almost 10 points more than her season average. Jacayla Thompson with 6. Claudia Thien and Lynn Peters off the bench with 5 and 4 respectively. Thien also with a career, team high, 4 assists in the ball game. Flames were able to kind of clean up the turnovers in the second half. They finished up with 15. That's below their season average. Kennesaw State with 14. That's also well below their season average. They averaged 20, the Flames 18. So it got cleaner in the second half as far as the turnovers were concerned. The Owls still won the rebounding battle, though, 30-27. Liberty did get some offensive boards in the second half. After being offered as far as offensive rebounds in the first half, it ended up 10-5 in favor of Kennesaw State. And again, a +3 in overall rebounding for the Owls. Points off turnovers, 12-9 KSU. Points in the paint, 34-28 Liberty. Second chance points, 10-6 Liberty. Fast break points, 21-0 KSU. That was a massive problem for the Flames in this game. Not just off turnovers. It wasn't just a turnover and a run out the other end. There were a lot of made baskets that the Flames got, and then Kennesaw State attacked after inbounding and got easy points or drew fouls on the other end of the court. The Owls finished up 11 of 13 from the free throw line. The Flames 11 of 11. So outstanding free throw shooting for both teams. That's 1,100 meals to local area food banks through the Food Line Feed Score to Give More campaign. Liberty shot 44%, Kennesaw State 43%, but the Owls took 6 more shot attempts in the game. They hit 2 more three-pointers, 5 of 15 compared to the Flames' 3 of 13. You mentioned the rebounding, +3 for the Owls, and turnovers a +1 for the Owls. Both teams with 6 block shots in the game. We had 10 lead changes. We're tied 6 times. Kennesaw State was up in the game 29 minutes and 44 seconds. The Flames were up 4 minutes and 43 seconds, and most of that was in the first half. The only time they were up in the second half was that after the Nwabi 3, but quickly back down the other end just seconds later. Nichols tied the game right back up. This was all in front of 822 fans here in VyStar Arena, and I mentioned that there were some famous people that have been in this building before. If you're tennis fans, that was it. Really, the biggest event was Billie Jean King was here. Andy Roddick, Martina Navratilova, Pete Sampras, and Anna Kournikova were here for an event. Also, Elton John was here. It didn't say for a concert. I'm assuming it was, but it didn't actually say that. I'm going to assume, though, that he wasn't just here for graduation, that he put on a show in this building that opened up back in 2005. With the win, Kennesaw State is now 11-11 on the year, 4-7 in CUSA. With the loss, the Flames are 11-11 and 5-6. And they will be a game behind somebody for the 6th spot, which would mean one less game in Huntsville. We'll see if we can't figure out who that person or who that team is that the Flames are going to be behind as we take a little bit of a preview. Don't want to steal all of Nick's thunder, but we'll just take a look at that one game. Down at Jacksonville State, the Gamecocks are leading Delaware 57-52. The Flames would be rooting for the Gamecocks because if Jack State were a game ahead of Liberty, then the Flames would only be a game behind because they would have the tiebreaker against the Gamecocks. If Delaware were to go a game ahead, they would also have the tiebreaker at this point, having beaten the Flames earlier this year, but they do play again at the end of the month. So a chance that Liberty can get that game back against Delaware, and they're hoping that they'll be able to get Avery Mills back from the injury she suffered against Jack State. They'll know more once they get back to Lynchburg and have her further evaluated on Monday. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up the Coca-Cola post-game show. If the team has come out of the locker room, we'll talk to head coach Alexis Sherrard for our Good Feet Store coaches interview. If they have not come out, then Nick Pierce will grab it back in the studio and give us your Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard. One more time for this segment. The Flames fall to Kennesaw State 64-53 here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner, presented by Abish Financial Services.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
True Flame fans know where to shop to show their pride. Shop LibertyFlames.com. We're your one-stop shop for official Liberty Flames merchandise. Plus, all orders ship free. Go red, white, and blue and visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today. That's ShopLibertyFlames.com. ShopLibertyFlames.com is a proud sponsor of Liberty Athletics. For all your Liberty Flames apparel needs, visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today.
11 West is a proud sponsor of the Liberty Flames. 11 West specializes in apparel screen printing, embroidery, sew-on, and flat printing. From the design phase with their graphics arts team to the finished product, 11 West collaborates with each client to craft custom apparel and promotional products. For more information, visit 11west.com, call 540-639-9319, or stop by their location at 6598 New River Road in Radford. 11 West, outfitting America and logo wear.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at ThompsonBrooksInsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Thompson into Stout. Stout has it knocked away, but to Nawabi. Nawabi goes up, and her shot rattles in. Efi Nawabi gives the Flames the lead, 55-53. A minute 48 to go.
Jamie Hall with the call. Happier times there for the Lady Flames. They took the lead late in the fourth quarter, led by 3 with a minute and 12 to go, but not enough in the end. as Kennesaw State gets out with the victory over Liberty 64-58 in Metro Atlanta this afternoon. Nick Pierce back here with you inside the studios. This is the Coca-Cola postgame locker room report. Coming up in just a bit, we'll hear from the head coach of the Lady Flames, Alexis Sherrard. But for now, we'll bring you the play of the game, or just brought you the play of the game. It's presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking for good with Freedom First today. Let's check now the out-of-town scoreboard, or I guess in this case, in-town scoreboard. Either way, it's built by Frank Good Builders. Head down the road to Liberty Arena here in Lynchburg, and the Flames pull it out. Liberty over Missouri State today in men's hoops. 79-76 the final score. 14 straight wins now for the Flames. They stay unbeaten in Conference USA. They stay unbeaten at home. And that 14-game winning streak now ties the school record for Liberty. Also, some more history today. Zach Cleveland, the first triple-double for a Liberty Flame since 2012. He finishes with 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Just the 7th triple-double in school history. Also 20 points today for Brett Decker Jr. Again, Liberty's men win at home 79-76 over Missouri State. Elsewhere around Flames athletics today, in women's lacrosse, 8th-ranked Johns Hopkins tops Liberty 17-7. And Lady Flames softball drops its earlier game to Missouri. Liberty now 0-3 to start things in Clearwater, Florida this weekend. But the 21st-ranked Liberty Flames take on number 5 Oregon. That game just about set to get underway. Second game of the day for the Lady Flames. Elsewhere around Conference USA, bringing it back to women's basketball now. Jamie Hall gave you a score from Jacksonville State just a moment ago. But 12 seconds to go in that one. Jack State up over Delaware 61-58. And again, if you're a Lady Flames fan, which I assume most of you are that are listening to this, you are rooting for Jack State because of the tiebreaker situation. Liberty would have the edge over Jack State there for that spot in the conference standings. Elsewhere, 5:40 to go in the first quarter. Just underway. Sam Houston with the early 8-6 lead at UTEP. And finals from earlier, FIU knocks off Middle Tennessee 60-58, the final in Miami. That was a really good ball game. Elsewhere, Missouri State wins at home over Western Kentucky 75-52. Again, this is women's hoops. Louisiana Tech, the Lady Techsters win again. First place, Louisiana Tech 77-58 over New Mexico State. Lady Techsters now go to 10-1 in Conference USA. And again, the final in Metro Atlanta today, it is Kennesaw State over Liberty 64-58. That's your out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. Let's send it back to the arena in Kennesaw, Georgia. Jamie Hall standing by with the head coach of the Lady Flames, Alexis Sherrard. Post-game interview presented by the Good Feed Store. Jamie?
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. And, Coach, that's a tough one. You know, you look back and there's some games, you know, that you lose and you say we never had a chance in this game. But this one, it was in your fingertips, and it seemed like they had this ability to answer big shots with big shots. Efi hits the three. Well, first Efi hit a 2. They answered with a 2. She hits the 3. They answer with a 3. And I know the thing that's probably going to drive you crazy when you go back and look at film was the transition points they got off of made baskets.
No question about it. I mean, 21 points out of their 64. I mean, it's probably almost about a third of their points just in transition. Very disappointing. You know what I mean? We really harped on getting back. I thought we probably played hard for about 36, 37 minutes of the 40. And we know that if you don't play hard for the full 40, it's going to be very difficult to come out with the win. And then -3 on the board, that's something that we really focus on and talk about all the time. And they were just a little more aggressive going to those balls for those offensive rebounds. Obviously, Barry and Nichols, tough players. We just couldn't get that one stop, or we couldn't get that one bucket that we needed toward the end there. So, but again, our ladies, they never quit, which I really love about this team. They never quit. They play hard. They stick together. But, you got to play for the full 40 if you want to come out with a W.
We talked before the game about with Avery Mills being injured, who was going to kind of pick up that load. And you said you can't play outside of your lane. But we saw that everybody kind of upped their average a little bit. Evie had a career high. Emmy scored about 4 points above her average. Elizabeth scored above her average. JT was right around her average. So a little bit of, some off the bench as well, some scoring off the bench. So it seemed like that her teammates kind of picked her up in her absence, just needed a couple more stops, a couple more baskets to fall in.
Yeah, because if you're not able to manufacture the points on offense that you're used to, or you're not going to have one or two players above their average, you have to turn up the defense on the other side of the basketball, and I think that's where we fell short. Good couple of individual performances, but I don't need to talk about offense. Too much. 44% from the floor, 11-11 from the free throw line. We just couldn't get those stops that we needed. And, obviously at the end of the game, a couple of layups that we missed that we normally would make. But, in different situations, different roles, you have Avery out. So now, your go-to player could be someone else taking a shot late in the game, late in the shot clock. So, we just got to embrace these new roles. I told the team, the same team that we have today, the same team we're going to have next week, God's willing. So we got to stick together. The train is moving forward. We'll evaluate the film, look at our strengths, look at our weaknesses, see where we can improve, and continue to get better.
One last thing about this game, at one point it was either 8-0 or 9-0 in offensive rebounds. And I know that is a tough one for you because this Lady Flames team usually prides itself in getting second chance points. Not even if you forget about giving up the 9, the fact that it took so long into the game to start getting some offensive second chances.
Yeah, I thought Octavia, she did a good job trying to limit, they were packing the paint. They were trying to limit us to one shot per possession. We did have 5 offensive rebounds. We had 10 points off of those 5 offensive rebounds, which is pretty good. But just not enough. Just not enough. As I said, it takes the full 40 minutes. Every team in Conference USA is good. Everyone has players. And, when you are only playing for the 36, 37 at a 10, those 3 minutes, that's going to be the combination of transition defense, offensive rebounds, maybe not finishing inside shots that we should finish, that accumulation of about 3 to 4 minutes that can result into a loss in any game.
Now you head home. You got UTEP and New Mexico State coming up this week, Thursday and Saturday. I know you don't probably know the stat. You're not going to know the status of Avery Mills at this point, but regardless of the players that you're going to have available, you've got those challenges ahead.
Yeah, Avery, she's going to be day to day. So we are prayerful she'll have a quick recovery, but we just have to go with the team that we have. We are hopeful for that situation, but the team that we have, as everyone that's healthy, they're going to have to step it up and be ready to go.
Sounds good, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
That's head coach Alexis Sherrard. And that will finish up things here for the broadcast as the Lady Flames fall 64-58 here at Kennesaw State. I want to thank Nick Pierce back in the studio. Thank the engineering crew for getting us up and the great hospitality here in Kennesaw as well. And also Paul Carmody for all the information that we pass along to you on the career highs and all the news and notes that he texts back throughout the course of the game, and also, of course, the game notes that he puts together before the game. Spends a lot of time on that, and we certainly appreciate the hard work that he puts in. Well, until we talk again on Thursday at 5 o'clock, early start time in Lynchburg against UTEP, so make your plans to come out for a little early evening basketball against the Miners. Until we talk then, once more here from Kennesaw, the Flames fall 64-58, and this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
You've been listening to Liberty Lady Flames basketball and the Coca-Cola postgame locker room report from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.